husband. I was talking to the gods about how I chose that girl. So there was a girl at the stoplight by the Motel 6 at the exit of 10 in Washington. And I chose her. I chose her and I asked her to show up to start my vagina topics. I wanted to start a topic of a badass vagina bitch. But she's gonna build her vagina against my enemies. And the United States and Dubai just said, we're not gonna stop sending a bunch of low-life, sickening Antichrist criminals to infiltrate and turn everything rape happy and murder happy and gross. We don't care. We don't want a future for anything or anyone. We wanted everybody to die with us. So watch out, husbands. I am only gonna pay attention to the people I am choosing. Everybody lives or dies by your own choices. It's up to you guys as husbands to go through my queen and find out who everybody hates or whatever and just send them to, I don't know, because everybody hates them and doesn't want them to live anywhere or whatever. I wouldn't sit and play games with vaginas around humanity and shit after countries murdered and raped and shit. I'm not telling them to put their vagina stink all over a bunch of victims tomorrow. And I'm not telling them to develop their vagina of powers to sit and force themselves on people like disgusting rapists and shit. I'm just choosing them as my chosen to create, like monumental badass vagina powers and stuff that destroy enemies, protect weakened defenseless victims, have that air of shit that drives men wild because she's a real good woman and a good person, but not to rape, for her to be with whatever man or men she chooses or whatever, to live her own like appropriate, legal, good person lifestyle. I'm just choosing her to develop her body parts against my enemies, conducive to God's doing amazing things to her. Like, I'm just building her existence and asking if she wants to say yes to being chosen. And then she will become like my little empire giant down here, teaching the world how to be a bunch of out there, straight from real gods that live on kind of stuff. But like, watch out, the United States and Dubai, they're like, we're not gonna stop infiltrating everything they do to turn it into rape, sleaze, antichrist, murder, disgust, everything that makes a dead god's death grossed out or want to kill everybody. So just remember this. This might help you, husbands. Before you go to my queen, whatever you're building, look around. If it resembles anything that the United States and Dubai have done this whole time, it's probably just meant to kill all of you. Also, maybe if you develop her a little bit to see how her powers, how she would work, and then when you guys have time, ask me to show her the way she would work, the way I'm going to build her, then you'd realize she's not going to rape anyone. She's not going to murder anyone. She's not going to force herself on anyone. She has no antichrist realities. What she's going to become is what good gods would do. The wrath of all wrath, and then the badass coolness of all badass coolness. So the absolute happiness within sex, the brain, the soul, the heart. So absolute happiness at the destruction of bad things. And absolute happiness at the happiness of good things. Or the absolute fun of using your powers to just be a huge blessing in good directions and a huge destruction against enemies and bad things. That's it. But maybe you guys need to see my dream. Maybe that'll help too. Maybe if I show you my ultimate dream that I'm building, you would understand how much I hate most anything on this planet that murdered and raped me and worse, and would never look back at most things, but love to kill them forever. And that would help you to see that there's very few things I'd ever want to be around or know. And I'm trying to just find those number one few things I'd ever want and build a legendary ending as a god, but it's mostly a legendary ending against everything. That's all I'm building. Now, do I know that anybody that says yes to me will become massive? Yeah, but it won't have anything to do with anybody else ever. So 5 billion random weirdos don't have anything to do with anything. So you're getting bothered by a country that just can't put enough rape, murder, 666, and force and control in gross criminal bad ways everywhere. And like, well, if you have a thing for dying forever, but like if you don't, if you wanted to stay in my powers and have a monumental future with gods that live on, you wouldn't want anything to do with any of these people.